I just want to let them know what I'm all about. I just want to know what's up. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. Because I ain't never been. Not on my blood. Never been, bro. Yo, you've been fed from a silver spoon your whole life. I know that. Hell, yo, sign the contract. Nobody. What contract? What contract? What happened to the meeting with Bob? 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 Exactly. What happened to the meeting with anybody? What the
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Teofimo Lopez finally breaks his silence about the Devin Haney fight fallout, and his words, it might shock you a little bit. In this video, that's what I want to break down. We'll go through it from the top. Now, it pains me that I have to even make this video. As a lifelong boxing fan, boxing is in a weird spot, and I've been very open about blaming this new generation, Gen Z. I strongly believe it has a direct correlation with this new generation is why boxing is. I'm not saying that's the only problem, but Gen Z fighters, they're not hitting the same. A lot of Twitter talking on social media doesn't amount to anything, pump faking, clout chasing, this type of behavior, which is not conducive to the world of boxing. And you have new players like Turkey who come into the game not fully aware of what to expect and how to get down, and they continue making rookie mistakes. Enter Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. Exhibit A, right? I've been telling you on my channel, anybody who would listen, I told you, this is not the way boxing should be conducted. What do I mean? What I mean is I'm talking about announcing fights prematurely before you have the fight for real ready to go. And you got people leaking out sources, and at times, sometimes it's even Ring, who Turkey owns Ring now, and they're putting out these bits and sound bites of what's to come. Then they keep being met with obstacles in the 11th hour, and it's like a broken record at this point. Devin Haney, Teofimo is no exception to that. People started getting hyped, reading reports which stated that Devin and Teo were going to fight in August. I had a couple complaints about it. I don't think they should have challenged the date that Tank was supposed to be fighting. That was dumb. Why would the fight be on the same day as Tank versus Lamont Roach? And that was a long-standing rumor. So I think it clusters boxing. And I didn't like the catch weight. I think if they both want to move to 47, like Teo said he'll fight Jerome Boots Ennis, then why would it be at a catch weight? You know, doesn't make sense. But I still like the fight, and I thought it was a good fight. But then now we don't have to worry about it. Devin says that nothing has been signed. Teofimo, let's get into what he had to say. So he finally breaks his silence, and he said 48 Laws of Power. I've read the book. I don't know what law he's referencing or if he's just talking. I don't know if Teo himself has read the book. I've read the Robert Greene book, 48 Laws of Power, and I don't know what his quote-unquote master plan is. So I'm going to go into the second tweet regarding the fight. Teofimo Lopez said on his verified page, instead of facing a ballerina for 12 rounds, I watched Ballerina movie instead. Thank you, Lionsgate, for the exclusive screening hookup, a fantastic film in the John Wick franchise. Check it out this Friday in theaters, #ballerina movie, right? So he's saying that Devin Haney is a runner and a ballerina, and he rather watch the movie. That's pretty clever. I'll give him credit. That is kind of clever. But he'd rather watch the movie Ballerina than to see Devin tiptoe and run around the ring versus him. Now, clearly, this doesn't explain what the problem is or the fallout, because there are accounts that said Teofimo agreed and then decided he don't want to fight or whatever. But my thing is this. I wasn't in the negotiating room, so I can't tell you what went on. There's a lot of people, per usual, the usual suspects, the resistance. What they do is when these situations come up, they act like they knew everything, and they act like they know what went on in the negotiations behind closed doors. And then they pick a side, right? I'm not picking a side. My side is boxing. I don't really, first of all, it's dumb to pick a side. I don't even care what happened. The fact is, you announced the fight and then rescinded that, and then you're saying the fight is now not going to happen. So whatever happens from here, it just looks dumb. Even if the fight somehow on a new date is back on. People do not have time for this circus, this constant soap opera where it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. It's like a light switch, right? And Ring, Turkey, Riyadh season events by far are the number one culprit in all of boxing that continue to do this. No other, from PBC to Top Rank to Rematch Room by itself to Golden Boy by itself, nobody else is doing this. Cards that are involved with Turkey and Ring are the number one culprit of an entity, a brand that continues to put out the information before it is ready to go and continue to look dumb. Please tell me, when is the last time you've seen this with PBC, where they said that Mario Barrios is going to fight Pacquiao, and then now we actually had a press conference. You've seen the face-off with Barrios and Pacquiao. I believe he's going to, woo, right? So everything checks out. They say David Morrell, David Benavidez, then they actually fight. Turkey, Ring are literally the brand, the entity, the promotion that continues to have these fallouts and, oh, this happened at the last minute, right? Where's Canelo Crawford? They said it was going to happen at Allegiant Stadium, Vegas, all that. Okay, where's the ticket sales? When do tickets go on sale, right? T.O. is going to fight Boots. Oh, it fell apart. T.O. is going to fight Devin. Oh, he pulled out. And a lot of people, again, they rather point the finger. I'm not doing that. I don't really care what happened. I care about the end result. End result, you're not giving us the fight. So what's next for Devin? What's next for T.O.? It just looks bad. It looks messy. It looks very disorganized and chaotic. Very haphazard, the way it's being handled over there. And, the Haney Act content creators, they think this makes Devin look good or whatever. It makes both of them look bad to me, right? You got two people who say they want to fight, say they're down to fight, and they're with the same people and can't get a fight going, And I've always blamed this, but Devin and T.O. and all these dudes in that group, like the Four Horsemen type group, they all are chasing Tank Davis, and they're having to sign with Saudi advisors and all these things to try to be relevant and get good pay and things like that. And in doing so, they're nowhere near catching up to him, and their business looks very fluke and flaw. Like, you got Teofimo and Devin who like, oh, they're at the Ring Awards. They're taking that creepy picture that Tank talked about. All these things to try to be lit. They were going to schedule it on Tank's date, and then it falls apart. So you look crazy. Tank Davis, he is really the cash cow. He's really the man, and he don't have to do none of this. And his fights and the people who put together his fights, they just put it together, and that's that. It's not a bunch of mucking around and pump faking and then the fight don't happen. So this is what happens. Bill Haney, Devin Haney, they were praising Turkey like, oh, Turkey could get anything done and we're with the right people. They could get everything done. You guys as fans, boxing media, said Turkey had endless amounts of money and his money, he don't care about losing money, yada, yada, yada. Fine. If all these things are true, they have endless oil tycoon money. How come they can't get these fights done? Devin Haney and Teofimo, that is not Mayweather-Pacquiao quality, right? It would not even be the biggest fight this year. Good fight, but not the biggest fight. So how can't you get fights like this off the ground? If you have all the money in the world and all that stuff, Turkey saving boxing, all the things you guys said, it looks crazy. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.